Today, I am taking part in the $15 box challenge. I absolutely love these. I have done several box challenges and I will list my playlist down in the description box. I was sent a box from Shannon, the Daily DIYer. If you are new, welcome. My name is Jennifer and this is a little bit of Common Crazy. If you are not new and you are coming back, thank you so much. I'm always glad to have you here. If you don't know anything about the box challenge, this one is a little bit different. We sent each other $15 of just stuff from anywhere. It could have been from like Hobby Lobby, Walmart, thrift store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. It didn't matter. It was fair game. Shannon said she was going to be nice to me. I have seen the things that Shannon sends, so let's cross our fingers. I didn't get anything fuzzy in my box. If you are curious where I sent my box, I sent it to Whitney from Whiskey and Wit. I'm gonna leave her channel and the entire playlist for this down in the description box. You guys, this is a great way to get some inspiration for what to do with all that stuff you might have lying around and you just don't know what to do with it. Of course she sent a card because she's sweet that way. It says yay. We'll see. We'll see if I say yay by the time I get done with this box. Jennifer, I hope you love all of these goodies. Can't wait to see what creative ideas you come up with. Shannon. Look at this. The girl is reading my mind. If you don't know it, the color pink and I love each other. I used to hate the color pink and my mom would try to get me to wear it. And now I can't get enough of it. I don't know. It's like I had to grow up or something. Oh wait, what am I doing? I don't want to open the challenge item. I almost opened it. Okay, I'm setting challenge items aside. We send each other 2 challenge items. So I have 2, I'm putting those aside. I don't want to touch those. Okay, so right on top here, she sent me this cute little box. Little Velcro box. It's really cute. You know when you get something you don't know if you want to change it, but you know you should because it's a challenge. That's where I'm at. And then I got a little mailbox. Got the heart little lights. I then got this little pack of 3 of the Vine balls. I don't think I ever knew these were called Vine balls. I think that says more about me. That's really sad. I know they are. I just didn't know that's what they were called. A black plant hanger. I just picked one of these up for myself. So I wasn't even sure what I was gonna do with it then either. Now I gotta figure out something to do with it. A pack of twine. That is always needed. Always. Oh, look at this jar. I like the shape of it and it has a silver lid. That's cute. That is really cute. I really like that jar. A candle. It says healing stone. Smells like a man's cologne, but like ever so slightly, which I like because I don't like real sweet smells. It does, it smells like a man. I like that. But don't break it. White felt hearts, red doily hearts. Is that what they're even called? Yeah, they are. They're doily hearts. The little arrowed hearts. I have a few of these. They're so good to have. Foam mounting tape. That is another just good staple to have. Yes, I can use that. And then a pack of these Valentine bags. Again, I love them. They're super cute. I like basic and that they're not shiny. I like those. Dollar Tree has the best gift bags, period. Hands down, price, how they look, always. Okay. I'm gonna go into challenge items. I'll admit, I kind of thought what this was. It's a paddle. What are they actually? Dry erase paddle. Sold to the lady on the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. Okay, enough of that. And then it's squishy. If it's fuzzy, please don't be fuzzy. I am nervous. Please don't be fuzzy. Please, please don't be fuzzy. Please don't be fuzzy. I don't want to look. 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 Oh, those are cute. Thank you for not being fuzzy. Those are cute. Okay, I should show you better. Sorry. Those are cute. Decorative nods. Those are really cute. What's the inside? Little screw. Okay. Those are cute. I'm pretty sure my heart was racing and now it's slowing down. I'm gonna slow it down the rest of the way. I'm so excited. Let's get to it. For this project, I am using the rope from this plant hanger as well as this white rope that I picked up at Dollar General, not Dollar Tree. I like this rope because it is the same width as the plant hanging rope. I'm also using this Christmas tin, but if you have a plastic container that's about the same size, you can get the same effect. So to start off with, I'm just unknotting the plant hanger so that I can untie each individual strand so that I can set it aside and use it in just a moment. To begin with, I'm going to go ahead and start hot gluing the white rope down onto the tin can. And I use hot glue on the very bottom, and then I just start wrapping it around and let gravity help me hold it in place, as well as just the tension of having it all bound together. Once I get about 2/3 of the way up on the tin, I go ahead and hot glue it off, and then I start using the black rope. I begin by hot gluing it around the first little time around. I hope that makes sense. And then I just start wrapping it. And once I finish up one strand, I hot glue it down and I just begin another strand. When I get to the very top, I decided to go ahead and take it over the lip of the tin and just down into it just a little bit, just to give it more of a finished, polished look. Now, when you are working on the inside of the tin, you are going to need a little bit more hot glue because gravity is no longer your friend. It is actually your enemy. And the hot glue is going to help you keep that rope in place. For the lid, I'm using a Phillips screwdriver and a hammer, and I'm just puncturing a hole right in the center of the lid. And then I'm going in with that same white rope, and I'm starting right outside of that hole, and I'm just twirling the rope right around that hole, just leaving the tiniest little gap because I will come back to that hole in just a moment, using hot glue as I go. Now again, on the lid, I am using more hot glue than I did on the tin itself. I use hot glue all the way around as I swirl the rope around the top of the lid and then move along the sides, covering the entire lid. Using this decorative knob, I am pushing it through that little hole that I had punctured earlier, and it is a great little touch to add to this lid. Now for the final touch, I'm taking this faux leather ribbon that Dollar Tree is carrying. I absolutely love this. I'm taking it around where the black and white rope are meeting, and I'm just using some hot glue in order to attach it. So I add a little hot glue where I add the ribbon, wrap it around nice and tight, and a little hot glue at the end, and then do the same thing onto the lid in order to secure some ribbon around the rim of the lid as well. And I absolutely love the way this turned out. Now you can definitely use the lid on this, more rest on it. It won't actually sit over it, or you can fill it with some greenery or flowers like I did here. I think it's such a beautiful home decor piece. For this project, I am using this dry erase paddle as well as these doily red hearts. All I'm doing is taking some Gorilla Spray adhesive, spraying it on the back of the heart, and applying it right in the center of the dry erase board. I do that to a second heart and apply it to the back side. Add this in the center of a box of greenery or a basket of greenery, and you have such a cute little centerpiece for a table with just a hint of Valentine's. Absolutely adorable, and only takes about a minute or less to do. For this little heart sign, I'm going to be using 2 of these little red heart doilies, as well as this little framed out sign from the Dollar Tree. I love that it came pre-framed. All I'm going to do is snip off the twine off the back. Now, to get the glitter off, I first went into sand. It didn't get it all off. I tried some Goo Gone. it basically just left some residue. The best thing was I went in with my heat gun, I warmed up the adhesive under the glitter, scraped it off. That did the trick. After that, I went in with Waverly's chalk paint. I added a little bit of water to thin it out because it was a little bit thick. Painted on 2 coats of that. Once it dried, I went in with some Gorilla Glue on the back of a heart, sprayed the back of it, and placed it at the top left corner of the sign, and then added some Gorilla Glue on the second heart and placed it on the bottom right corner. And this sign is done. It was super simple and easy. I think it is so cute. I'm getting really excited for Valentine's Day. For this project, I'm using this heart gift bag as well as a 5x7 stretched canvas. To start off with, I'm removing the canvas from its frame by using my Fisker craft knife. I just like to take it all the way around and then it'll come right off. After that, I use a pair of pliers to get the extra canvas off that was left behind. If you want to pull out the staples, you are more than welcome to, but every time I do it, I tend to injure myself, and this is the easiest way I have found to get the frame free from the canvas. Once I have it all freed, I sand any of the rough spots. After that, I go ahead and I'm taking the bag and the canvas and I'm going to trim them down. So to start off with, I do a rough cut around the bag, just getting the front of the bag off, and then I trim it out with my Fiskers craft knife using the frame as a guide. I do have to trim just a little bit more after that, just so that it will fit underneath the frame and not stick out once it's attached. Now for the canvas, I just use the lines where it was folded in order to help me trim it. And again, I use my craft knife in order to trim that. When I have everything trimmed out and ready, I'm going in with some Waverly chalk paint and white, and I'm thinning it down quite a bit with water because I want to do more of a white wash. I only need a little bit of paint, some water, and I'm just brushing that on and letting it dry. Once it's dried, it's time to assemble everything. So I'm taking the bag and I'm using some Gorilla Spray and adding that to the back of it and applying that to the canvas. I did that just to make sure that they stayed together. A little bit of the spray seemed to go through, and it made it look like it was greasy. So I'm second guessing that choice, I will be honest. After that, I went ahead and used my staple gun to attach it to the frame. I always like to go end to end and then side to side and then fill in where I feel it is necessary to make sure that it's nice and secure. This is all done. It really was super simple. I think it's adorable. Dollar Tree carries the best gift bags, not only for putting a present in, but for framing as well. For this project, you need one of Dollar Tree's metal mailboxes. You're going to start off with popping off the flag. Now it will leave a little hole, but we'll cover that in just a moment. Then you're going to remove the lid. I found that using a pair of pliers was the easiest way to get the little part that was holding it, to bend it so you can get it out of the way. Make sure you remove any stickers that are on it because you don't want anything left behind when you go to paint it. For painting, I am using Rust-Oleum's Ultra Matte in white. Rust-Oleum's Ultra Matte is my favorite line of spray paint. It has great coverage, but it did still take me 2 coats to get these fully covered, and then some areas actually 3 coats. And as you can see, I decided to go ahead and make 3 of these instead of just 1. Once it was completely dried, I have this ribbon that I cut from some bedding that I purchased at Walmart, and I thought it would be perfect to wrap around it, and it would cover that little hole from where I popped off the flag. So I used some hot glue on the back side, secured the ribbon down, wrapped it around, trimmed off what I didn't need, and hot glued it to secure it. To hang things, I like to use the Velcro command strips, and for this, that's how I'm hanging it. I knew I would get asked questions, so I wanted to go ahead and let you know how I was hanging it. So I go ahead and just take a couple of them, I place it on the back, and then I just peel off the backing, and I can just put it anywhere I want to on my wall. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love this, and I would never think it was just a mailbox to begin with, but you can change out the flowers to match the different seasons. You can put it in any room in your home. This has to be like one of my favorite things. For this project, I'm making some decorative beads, and I'll be using one of these hearts with the arrow as well as some wooden beads, but you could also use the pearls
or the colored beads from Dollar Tree as well, and paint those if you want to. To start off with, I have 45 beads. I've divided them up in groups of 15, and I have some Waverly chalk paint in crimson. I'm taking a little bit of the crimson and I'm mixing it with just the tiniest bit of water to thin it out. After that, I go ahead and I put in my 15 beads and I shake it up, and I realize that it's a little bit brighter than what I was going for, so I just add in just the tiniest bit of truffle in order to tone it down. Once I have them all covered and coated, I dump them into a glass bowl and then onto a work rag. I order these on Amazon. I wash them. This is just, I have a ton of these. Best thing to ever have. So I wipe them off, set those aside to dry. Then with the next set, I am getting the paint back into the jar with just a little bit more water, adding 15 more of the beads to that, shaking it up, dumping them into a rag. This time I have to do more of a scoop because it's a little bit more liquidy than first, so I'm scooping them into my rag, drying those off, setting those aside to dry. And then for the third set, I'm adding, now this time, the water to the bowl, making it really wet, adding those straight into the bowl, swishing them around, getting them onto my work towel, drying them off, and then setting those aside to dry. And as you can see, I have like an ombre of color. Once all the beads are dried, now I can thread them onto a piece of twine, starting from one end and just working my way down to the other. And you can see I added another set of 15 of some of the raw beads, and I'm just adding them as I go. Some of the beads are darker than others, some of them are lighter than others, and I just really love all the different tones. And you can even see that some of the beads themselves, like the edges take more of the color and the center stays a little bit lighter, and I just really love the effect that doing the paint in the jar gives versus brushing it on. Once I have all the beads on, I go in and I tie a loop knot on the end, or I do a loop and then tie a knot. For the other end of the beads, I'm decorating this heart. I'm painting it, or the arrow of the heart, with Waverly chalk paint in ink, which is just a really dark black. I'm going to set that aside and let it dry, and then I have this pack of stickers, and I'm pulling the larger pink one out and sanding the edges to smooth it out and expose some of that raw wood. I decided to go ahead and sand the edges of the arrow as well, and then to attach the two hearts, I'm going in with a foam mounting tape. I took a couple of the squares, added it to the back, and then placed the pink heart right onto the center of that arrow heart. After that, I decided my heart wasn't popping enough, so I took a little bit of that Waverly chalk paint and ink and a brush and just went around the edges. Once that dried, it was time to tie it onto the ends of my beads, so I just looped the twine through and tied off into a knot. I think beads are so much fun to do. I've done them in different colors for different holidays. They're really versatile. You can hang them like I did here. You can place them on a tray. I absolutely just adore these. We're going to make a really easy garland using this twine, these vine balls, plus these grapevine hearts and these red felt hearts. I have 4 grapevine hearts, 3 of the vine balls, 4 of the red felt hearts, and a long piece of twine. I always like to start my garlands with the center point, or whatever is going in the center. So in this case, it's the vine ball, and then I'm going in with the red felt heart. Now this garland is going to be mirroring itself, and so the left side and the right side will be the same. If they were to fold in, they would fold in on each other and be the same. So starting in the center, you're going to have a vine ball, a red felt heart, and then a grapevine heart. And then you're going to repeat that, another twine ball, a red felt heart, and then end with one of the grapevine hearts. And you're going to do that on each side. So again, it's going to be a twine ball, then a red felt heart, and then end with a grapevine heart. It really is so simple to do, but I absolutely love it. If you don't know it, I love garlands. If you missed the one I did last year, I'll make sure that I link it for you so you can check that one out as well. Here's another really simple garland for you, again using some twine, the larger white felt heart, the sticker letters, and a couple of the smaller red felt hearts. Start off with, you're going to take 4 of those white felt hearts and you are going to spell out the word love using those stickers. After that, it is time to assemble the garland. Again, like I said, I like to always start in the middle. So I'm going to start with the letter O. So I'm going to thread my twine through the O and then through the L, and then I'm going to add a red heart. And then on the right side, I'm going to start by adding the V, then the E, and then the red heart. I'm going to tie a little loop on the end so that I can hang it, and I'm going to add this to the garland I previously made, and it is done. I think it is adorable. I love the two together. I love them separately, but when they came together, it was that much better. For this project, we are making a candle stand using this candle as well as this jar. To start off with, I placed the candle in a water bath in order to melt the wax. Now you can discard the wax if you want to, or you can put it into a wax warmer if you want to continue smelling the candle smell for a while. Once you've poured out the wax, go ahead and clean out your jar and get ready for the next step. Along with the two glass jars, I'm also using this wood piece that I got from Hobby Lobby, always with a coupon, and then I'm sanding it to get it nice and smooth. Now to apply the two glass pieces, I love to use some E6000, and I'm just applying a little bit on each side of the candle jar, and then I took the larger jar and flipped it upside down. Now it only makes contact on the sides, and that's why I only apply the E6000 on the sides. I'm using gel super glue in order to attach the wood to the jar, and I'm making sure that I'm putting it on the rim that stands up the highest. I take it all the way around the rim, and then I just place the wood right on top of that, and I just make sure that I leave everything alone as it is setting up. Once it is all set up and it's cured and dried, then I take it out to my spray tent and I give it a good coat of Rust-Oleum's Ultra Matte in white. Once it's dried, I have a beautiful candle stand. I absolutely love this. It's nice, it's chunky, it's white, it's everything. For this project, I am using one of these Valentine Velcro boxes and some of these sticker dots. So I am peeling the sticker dots off in rows and applying them along the perimeter of the box. What's great about this is you can add as many or as few as you want. I decided to take it all the way around the lid of the box and all the way around the sides and the front of the box as well. If you find that your dots aren't sticking really well, you can always go in with like a thin amount of like super glue to really make sure that they adhere. Once I had covered the box in all the dots that I wanted, I went in with Waverly's chalk paint in white, and then I painted the entire box all the way around the lid, the inside, the outside, everything except for the inside of the box. I left that alone. It was a hot pink, didn't touch it, didn't wanna. It took me about 3 thin coats in order to get the coverage that I wanted. To finish this box off, I have this faux leather ribbon that I'm cutting about 1/3 of it off using my FISKERS craft knife. I'm going in also with this popsicle stick. I'm using a pair of miter shears in order to cut just a little square of that. That's going to give me a little bit more surface area while I'm going in with this gel super glue to attach everything. So I use a little dab of that gel super glue in order to hold my ribbon into a loop. Once that's set up, I just cut off the extra. Now I'm adding a little more and then attaching the popsicle stick onto that. Back in with a little bit of super glue, and then now it's time to add the Velcro on top of that. The super glue is really going to make sure the Velcro stays attached. Since I have already peeled it off the box, I want to make sure that it will stay this time. First, I place it onto the lid, and then I'm adding super glue onto the back of the other piece of the Velcro, and then I dab it onto the box so I know where that piece needs to go. I peel that piece off so that I can now attach it to the box and press it down to make sure it is going to be really stuck onto the box nice and secure. This box definitely had a makeover, and I could not be happier with the results. It is so cute, such a darling trinket box. Don't forget to check the box challenge playlist in the description box. You don't want to miss out on anyone else's videos. This is so much fun. It really does get my creative juices flowing. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.